Well, good afternoon, everybody. I know this says that it's a surprise live because, surprise, we're live. But we had the card up for a few days, so it's not that much of a surprise. I have my friend Stephanie here of
Hi.
Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, and we are going to be working on month 8. Can you
Eight.
believe it? Bumbleberry Pie. This is the
Yes.
block that we are working on. They are the corner frames because last month I think we did the center star,
Yes.
and then these are the corner frames, and then next month we are working on some sashing triangles.
Yep.
And I can't
Uh,
believe we're almost done with it. It feels
I
like yesterday
know. I
that
remember when you asked me if I wanted to do this project with you like last year, and I was like, yes, because I love the fabric. And now we're getting so close.
I
Oh,
know.
so excited.
But I mean, and this is the first block of the month that I've actually stayed like up on.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
that
me
has
too,
helped me a lot.
because you and I have been sewing it together. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we are on month 8. That means we are finishing it in May,
Yes.
which we got to figure out dates in May because I'm already fighting with my sister as to when I'm going to be up there for her graduation.
When you're going up. That's so exciting.
Because
Congratulations to Fran.
I'm going up there. My current plan was to go up a couple days early and then spend about a week,
Uh-huh.
but she has to work all the way up until the day before her graduation
Oh,
because she's a tax accountant
that's
and
right.
yeah, she's got a May 15th deadline and she's graduating May 16th.
Oh my goodness. Well,
So, I
she'll
mean,
get to
part of me is
party
like,
for
I can
two
go
reasons on May 16th then.
up. Part of me is like, I can go up a day or two early because I would need to do some upgrades on her computer, and
Uh,
I was going to plan on doing that. But she's like, yeah, I need to spend a couple days with you because she loves going shop hopping with me.
oh, nice.
So, of course,
Awesome.
last time we went together, that's when I ended up having to make a dozen table runners.
Oh,
So maybe it's not a good idea.
maybe not. That's funny. Wait, is
So,
that candle shop that you guys were talking about up there?
yes.
Oh,
Well, that's why I said that's the perfect time to take a road trip up there because
I know. That sounds
we could
amazing.
stop and see Fran,
Yep.
and then head up there because it's only like 20-25 minutes away from my sister.
Oh, wow.
Just hop
That
on the
sounds really
interstate, go
cool.
north a couple exits, and
Yeah.
yeah, I love me some Yankee Candle.
Yes.
I I have been forbidden by David not to buy any more candles, and
That sounds like my daughter. She always tells me, stop buying candles. But then we go to the store and she goes, here, smell this one.
Jack Frost is my favorite winter candle from them. It
Uh-huh.
is a vanilla peppermint.
Oh.
And they discontinued it a handful of years ago, but then they start bringing it back every year, like McRib. I'm like, then why did you
Mm.
discontinue it? I bought 6 of them.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. How fun.
So in the chat so far, we have Donna who says hello, both.
Hello.
We have Ingrid, our friend Ingrid, that says hi, Russ and
Hey.
Stephanie. Hi, Ingrid. So Ingrid, road trip, Yankee Candle. We have Balloonist. Good morning, Mona.
Hi, Mona.
And I think we are going to start sewing. Let me see if I
Great.
can get my camera shifted.
Well, I was going to say, whatever dates you need to switch to is fine because I appreciate you accommodating me today because next weekend would have been our show day, but I'm going on the cruise. So,
Yes, you are going on an awesome cruise. I'm kind of jealous. I am. Okay, I'm very jealous.
oh,
But one day I will make it on a cruise.
yes, you have to come one day with me. That will be so much fun.
Good afternoon, Denise. I think I was
Hi
saying good
there.
morning a minute ago, but
Yeah. Well, you
as
said
I've
that to
said
Mona, and
before,
it's still sort of morning in Arizona. So,
well, yeah,
so it
I
works.
worked 13 months at Waffle House as a server on third shift, so it's always morning for me
It's
because
always morning.
third shift is the hardest one. You don't know whether to say good morning or good afternoon or good evening with all of that. So I just said, it's always morning. I'm just going to say good morning.
Well, then we'll just call it the Truman Show and say good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good morning or afternoon, Sherry. Oh, and
Hey
hey, Stephen.
there. Hi, Steven. Hi, Sherry.
Oh, I sent Stephen a picture this morning.
Oh, did you? Of the
You
cold?
know that whole thing that we've just been saying, gabardine,
Oh,
gazebo.
yeah. Yep.
Apparently, there's a brand of socks called mucklucks,
Oh,
which is one of the words that they say in it. So
yeah.
I sent him the picture. I also sent it off to Lydia.
I thought you were going to say you sent him a picture of you wearing pants because that's so rare for you.
Well, yeah, I went to the quilt shop and I made the comment. I was like, yeah, I know you didn't recognize me at first. I'm wearing pants. Ingrid says, road trip. Yes, please.
Awesome.
Uh, Good morning or afternoon, Bronca, who says hello to everyone. Today's block is like
Hi,
a
Bronca.
modified log cabin, and we've been doing a lot of log cabins lately.
I know. I saw this come up and I was like, that is too funny because we just have been doing all those log cabins for dragon fruit.
Yeah, I need to get those finished, but I've been doing priority on the quilt borders. I got the first border on everything yesterday,
Mhm.
or on Fran's. There's two I'm going to be sending you to Long Arm, just to warn you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries.
Um, because my sister's bestie is graduating too, so she gets a quilt. It's the
Awesome.
exact same pattern, just different fabrics.
Nice.
In fact, well, I say that there's some shared fabrics in them. So, like Fran and Rachel's quilt, the background, they had there's two backgrounds that they're
Uh,
shared between those, and the same thing is happening with Aubrey and Halia's that they have two backgrounds that are shared between them.
oh, that'll be kind of be nice though. Kind of a little connection there.
Exactly. So when is your cruise?
So I leave on Saturday to fly to Miami. I have to spend the night because there's not a flight to get me there early enough on Sunday.
Okay.
And then I board Sunday morning at like 11 a.m. and then it leaves port at 4. So, yeah, we're really excited about it. My aunt gets to come with me, which is fun. I'm excited to spend some time with her, and I'm going to be basically the reason I'm going on this cruise because I am going on one in March as well, but I'm going on the one in March as a vacation. The one coming up this next weekend is Stitch in Heaven is bringing me to do social media videos for them. So I'm going to be posting videos. We'll see about the internet. That could be interesting because they did want me to do one live from the ship, but last time when I was on the ship, the internet, even they claimed the fastest speed. I don't know if that would be viable for a live. So
Uh, Unless they have, two tiers of viable speeds.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do a live or not. But basically, I'm going to be taking videos of the trip, all the ports, of the sewing area, all those kind of things to show you guys what happens on a quilting cruise. So
That'll be awesome.
yeah, I'm
Every
excited.
time that there's conversations about boarding a cruise, I just think
Mhm.
of that episode of I Love Lucy when they're getting on the boat
Oh,
and she wants to give the baby another hug, and so she gets off the boat and then gets stuck and can't get
yeah.
on and misses the boat and has to end up uh in she ends up riding a helicopter to get on the boat.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm flying in the night before, Russ, because I don't want to have to be trying to find alternative methods of getting on the boat. So, That is my biggest fear is like I love to travel, but my biggest fear of traveling is missing flights,
Yeah.
missing boats, missing connections, so
There's like YouTube channels that show people rushing to get the boat from their excursions.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's kind of funny.
It's
And there
yeah.
was one that, well, funny, ha ha, not funny as in that's really hilarious.
Yeah.
But there was one where they were showing them running and everything, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Nah, I'm just kidding. We're not getting on the boat."
Oh, that's funny. Actually, the first port when I went on the cruise with Ingrid last spring, the first port that we were in, they call them pier runners. There was a
Yep.
pier runner. We saw like we were standing on the balcony and we saw this like SUV come like flying up as close as they could to the dock. The guy gets out and he starts hauling and everybody's like screaming that's on the balcony, ah, no, like it was funny because they will leave you if you're beyond a
Yes.
certain point, right?
Yes.
He did make it, but it was just hilarious listening to all the people out on their balconies screaming for this guy.
I mean, it's both, you're cheering them on, but at the same time, there's part of you like, I hope you missed the boat.
Yeah.
It'll teach you for next time.
Now I have seen videos of people who have missed the boat, like the boat's literally pulled away and out in the water and they're standing there like, okay, now what? But they do warn you multiple times.
Yeah.
Make sure you set your watch to ship time and you have to be back because we will leave you. And they do wait a little bit, but they can only wait so long.
Right, because they got to get out and
They have to get out and they pay tons of fines and the fines are thousands of dollars if they
yeah.
don't leave the pier at by a certain time. So,
Oh yeah, I totally understand.
yep. So I'm one of those. If the boat's leaving at 4, we're getting back on the ship at 2.
I have also heard that there are some of the cruise lines that you can buy some sort of insurance that I don't think that they wait for you, but if you miss the boat,
Yes.
you have a way to get back to the ship without
Yes.
probably a helicopter.
Well, what they do is it's travel insurance that you can get through the cruises, and they don't necessarily helicopter you to the boat, but what they do is they get you on a flight to wherever the next port is, then you can get back on.
Ah,
So
that
yeah, yeah,
that
that's
makes
a
a
way to
lot
do
more
it
sense.
too.
I mean, with Lucy, they were heading to Europe, so it's not like there was another port between.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah, I didn't think about that kind of ship. You're right, that could be trickier. That might need a helicopter. So we're going to the first day or the first night is at sea, of course, and then we're going to Royal Caribbean's private island the next day. And then we're doing the Bahamas and Jamaica and Haiti. So it should be very interesting.
Reorienting these blocks every time that I need to put the next piece on
Oh, yeah.
is a hard part. Ingrid says she is so excited for your cruise. You and Anne are going to have a great time.
Thank you, Ingrid. I think so too.
Candace says hi, Stephanie and Russ. Hi, Candace.
Hey, how are you?
And Dana or Donna, I know people pronounce it both ways, says greetings to all. And we
Oh,
have
hey,
Linda's
Deanna.
trendy threads. Hello, everyone. Thought I would listen in
Hello.
while I'm sewing. Well, hi.
Awesome. Hi. Great to see all of you today. It has been a crazy busy weekend for me, so I was hoping to see some people at your Sow Day and Stevens, and I just didn't make it to either.
It
So,
happens. I mean,
yeah.
we all have lives outside of YouTube, so
We do?
well, sometimes I do.
Yes, I do too. And it's been crazy busy the last few weeks. Sarah is trying to finish all her driving school, so when she can get her driver's license mid-February, and she
Ooh.
started back to college, and it's just been really busy, and then trying to get everything ready before I leave for the cruise. So, and then I know that it's cold all across the country. Russ and I have already talked about this a little bit. So I made sure to do extra shopping this last few days so I don't have to go out the next couple days because I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. It's supposed to be -7.
Yeah, we haven't talked yet with our team to see if we are going to go into the office tomorrow or what thing is, because
Hmm.
we haven't heard from upper management what any of this means and like whether or not they're going to say you should work from home because it's freaking cold.
Yeah. Well, how do you know how cold it's supposed to be down there tomorrow?
Um, where's my phone? Because I did not look at that.
Oh,
Um, it's supposed to have a low of 11 and a high of 31.
oh, that's cold for you guys. Yeah.
And there is a minor chance of precipitation, like a 15% chance of precipitation in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if you're going to
And
get any more snow because I know that will monkey things up too for you.
if it precipitates with it being frozen,
Hmm.
that's not going to be nice.
No, because y'all get ice down
So,
there, don't you?
if it's, yeah, frozen precipitation will be ice.
Oof.
So, yeah, I'm just like, um, I don't know what we want to do.
Hmm.
Or maybe we just do coffee badging where we go in the morning, get our badge swipe for the day,
Yeah.
and then work from home in the afternoon.
That sounds good. Then you can get home before the afternoon traffic with all the mess.
Yeah, or before the precipitation. I mean, I know it's only a 15-20% chance of precipitation, but if it precipitates,
Yeah.
uh, that shut us down. I forget how many years ago. It was when I was working 6 miles from my house,
Hmm.
and I tried to get to work, but I could not because there was just too much ice.
Yeah.
And as you know, snow is feasible to drive on.
Oh, yeah.
It's not pleasant, but it's feasible. Ice is not. You cannot drive on ice.
Nope. One winter here, usually we don't really get the ice like you guys do. We get snow. And like you said, you can drive on that, right?
Yeah.
Plus,
Well,
because of
I
where I
know how to
live,
drive on it. Like the rest of Georgians can't.
yeah. Plus, where I live, um, we're used to it and we have equipment to clear the snow, right?
Yeah, that's the other. Like we finally got brine trucks so that they can pre-salt the
Yeah.
roads or
Yep.
pre-brine them, but that
That's
only
good.
does so much.
But one year I remember I had to call off work because we did get ice and there was an over and this is when I parked outside, didn't have a garage, and there was over an inch of ice on my car, couldn't even get my car open.
Oh no.
And so like I couldn't go anywhere.
I remember I moved to Georgia Memorial Day weekend. That first winter, we got okay. The weatherman tried to say it was 6 inches. It was closer to three.
Mhm.
Uh, but I was like, I need to get to work. So I went out and I'm brushing off my truck with my snow brush, and people come like, "What is that?" I'm like, "You don't know what a snow brush is?" Not really thinking, and then realizing later, oh yeah, they have no real use for this.
Yeah, that's a weird thought though. They didn't know what snow brushes were.
Yeah. So I mean, I helped clear off a couple people's cars in the area because we were in an apartment complex,
Uh-huh.
and it's illegal it's way dangerous to drive with snow on your car.
Yeah.
And yeah, I helped clear out a couple cars and I was like, I need to get to work. Those was my Waffle House days. And yeah,
So, burning question of the day. Sarah just asked me this the other day. She said, "What do they put in those waffles that make them taste so darn good?"
you asked that before, and it's white lily flower.
Mhm. I did ask that before, but I couldn't remember what you said, so I
I don't
couldn't.
know if I even said it, but and the only reason why I can say it is because it is advertised on their menus. It's
Uh-huh.
made with white lily flour, which has a significantly lower gluten content.
Oh,
So that's why they're fluffy instead of like the cakey, like the Belgian waffles and other waffles.
yes.
It's the white lily flour. And I'm sure there's like, excess sugar in there that makes them more addictive.
She's not wrong. They do taste good.
Oh, yeah.
But I told her that you knew the answer because you had told me it. I couldn't remember what it was. So I'll have to let her know.
Yes, it is white lily flour is what makes them so soft and fluffy.
Ah,
Now, what they do to their hash browns, I don't know.
I
But
like those stringy hash browns like they have. They're good.
yes, they are the best. Um, I know their stuff is fried in low melt, which is it's solid at room temperature, but as soon as you get it to just probably like whatever the temperature above the griddle is,
Hmm.
like I know it's not, hundreds of degrees, but it's warmer. It's melted. So it's like a very low temperature Crisco.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure there's something about that that makes it taste really good.
Hmm.
But I've even had their hash browns steamed, and I'm like, these are just still too good. So there's got to be
Oh,
something with the
steamed.
potatoes. Yeah.
Oh,
Instead of fried in their low melt, you can get them
oh,
steamed for a slightly healthier option.
oh. I never knew about that.
What they do is they still put it on the griddle, but they put a cup of ice in there, and the ice obviously steams up and cooks
Yeah,
your hash browns through.
interesting. That would be healthier.
It's the same thing if you order a piece of pecan pie, you can have it heated or steamed like that,
Mhm.
and it just warms everything through because they now come straight out of the fridge. So you don't want a ice cold pea slice.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people like their apple pie heated with a slice of cheese on it,
Mhm.
which I don't get,
I don't
but
either.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like cooked fruit, so I don't like the apple pie part.
Mhm.
It's got to be one of those weird sweet and savory combination things.
It must be, but I don't get it either. I do love me some pecan pie though.
Oh, I do too. Sometimes I miss my days at Waffle House, and then I realize I can sleep now if I wanted to.
Yeah. You can sew
Okay, I can
now.
try to sleep now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I still have sleep issues because, 13 months at Waffle House. I worked third shift on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Mhm.
which meant I didn't have to deal with the crazies on the weekend.
That's nice.
Uh, but then on the weekends, I would shift my hours to be less vampire-ish, so I could actually,
Oh,
hang out with friends and stuff.
yeah.
And then I would have to reshift at the end of the weekend so I can make it through Sunday night.
That's tough to go back and forth though.
Oh, it was. Like I said, I don't miss that part about it. But then my previous employer, so it's been 16 years. I was on call with them. By the end, it was like every other week I was on call.
Mm.
And if you're on call, you're the one getting woken up.
Oh, gee.
And like I was part of the reason why their nightly processes got fixed because I was like, I don't want to be called anymore. I'm fixing these. And I figured out what each of the problems were.
Uh-huh.
And, I was like, there's no reason that we need to be doing this. It's much simpler if we do this. We're reducing complexities. After a year of me there, the number of calls for our processes went down dramatically just
Oh.
because I was like, I don't want to be woken up. But we still had there was like the system on call phone, which is what me and Sharon had.
Mhm.
And then there was the entire for like a better phrase, IT on call phone. Like you were the first one to be called, which made no sense because I would still have to call the experts for anything that was not my system. So I'm like, why are you still calling me? But yeah, having to force myself to sleep light and um, occasionally get woken up like several times a week. I mean, it was only for a few minutes most of the time, but it was still several times a week.
Yeah, but that still disrupts your sleep pattern.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I haven't fully recovered my sleep problems. So
Mm.
I'm like, whatever. I'll get old one day and fall asleep at 8 on the couch watching documentaries. I'm not calling anybody out. Blocks are going together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only what, 10 pieces, 9 pieces?
9, yeah. Well, 10 if you count the little square that we have to add on to the,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you doing each block individually or all four at once?
Neither.
Oh.
I've
Okay.
already completed two of them because I was
Oh, okay.
I was like, I have no idea. I goofed in it when I did that. So
Oh,
it was a good thing that I practiced.
okay.
So uh I'm doing two at a time.
Okay, got it.
Steven says cheese on apple pie is delicious and a Canadian thing.
Hmm. I don't
Are
know about
are
that. I've got some
are we
friends here that
certain it's
like
a Canadian thing and you're just not trying to appropriate it?
I was gonna say I have some friends here that like cheese on apple pie. I just don't. But now I have to say I've had where a friend made an apple pie with a cheese crust, like there was cheese in the crust,
Uh-huh.
and that was pretty good because it wasn't such a hit of cheese like you would if you put it on
Yeah.
top of apple pie. That was pretty good.
So it is like the sweet and savory thing with it.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't as punchy as it would be on top of the piece.
Steven's like, I wonder who you're referring to with the documentary naps. And Candace goes, LOL, not calling anyone out, Steven.
That's funny. Hmm.
That is one, like, I'm both, well, okay. Back when I had cable,
Hmm.
I would fall asleep on weekends to How It's Made.
Oh, I like that show.
I've told you my brother-in-law was in an episode.
Yeah, you said that. I have to find it still, or have you
It's
send it
just
to
his
me.
hand, so it's not like you see that.
Yeah, but hey, that's
But
exciting.
yeah, I would turn on Science Channel. I had to remember what channel it was. And I would lay on the couch, fall asleep, and like it was like the best sleeps ever.
Mm,
But because I don't have cable anymore, it's like I'm not losing all those hours just waiting for or watching documentaries and stuff. So falling
yeah,
asleep, yeah, documentaries, Science Channel. It also means that it is a lot more fun in here because I'm not falling asleep. I can spend time in here.
yeah,
Steven
that's
says
true.
spray cheese on apple pie is great, but then again, spray cheese on anything is great. I was in Publix yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, I was in Publix recently,
Yes.
and I went down the cracker aisle, and I was like, I think I want some spray cheese, and I had to figure out where the spray cheese was in Publix, and they only had like 2 cans.
Oh, that's funny.
Denise says it is also an Ohio and Illinois thing in this
Yeah,
family. Hey,
I was gonna
Andrew, the
say,
combat quilter, who says hello, everyone.
I'm in Ohio, and I know a lot of people who put cheese on their apple pie.
Andrew, did you get all 33,000 1-inch squares cut? Or however many thousand it was? That's an insane number of squares he was cutting out yesterday.
I know those little bitty. He's got a really good system.
Yes, I was very impressed. And then everybody's suggesting the um stripology ruler,
Hmm.
even though after 30 seconds earlier he's like, I don't like the stripology ruler for this reason. And
Yeah.
I get it. So
Oh
I,
yeah, and he's got a. I mean, obviously he's
yeah, he's got a great system.
cut them before, and he cuts very fast. So leave him alone. Let him cut the way he wants to cut.
Well, that's everyone. You make sure that you cut them, you let them do how they're accustomed to doing it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What?
Bronco is saying all that cheese is not good for you, Stephen.
Oh, all that spray cheese.
As Stephen will say, he was raised on chemicals. If he doesn't get those chemicals, he'll fall apart.
That's right. They're what's helping him stay preserved for so long.
Andrew said he's only 1/8 done. So that means you've cut several thousand squares by now. Because I think it was like 33,000 or 36,000 squares.
Something like that. Yeah.
So 1/8 of that is several thousand.
Yeah. It's a lot of squares. Except the cutting. The cutting is
Steven says
scarier
he
than the
doesn't
sewing.
care. He can live on the edge.
I don't care. I live on the edge.
Living on the edge. As we go to Aerosmith.
I think the cutting is more scary than the sewing of that many pieces.
I would think so too. There's a lot, 34,560. I know he used Excel to help calculate all of that. Excel is my friend.
You
I,
boys and your Excel sheets.
well, I used Excel to help calculate some of my other stuff too, which I need to break out that pattern.
Yeah.
Well, I got a year.
Yeah.
Um, I have decided what I'm going to enter into the East Cobb show next year
Mhm.
because um, you, as you know, in a show, you can't touch the quilts. And I'm going to still obey that rule, but I'm making an interactive quilt that you can interact with without touching it.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to have a whole bunch of small pieces in it,
Yeah.
not as small as Andrew's.
I know Andrews reminds me of an Art East quilt,
Yeah, I was,
just with like a ton more pieces.
there was something I was cutting recently and it asked for something small like that. And I was like, excuse me? So this is what it's going to finish at.
Oh, pretty. Did you finish them all already?
Uh, I only had a head start. That's the only reason why I won. Just because, you sew at 300 miles an hour and I only sew at like 20.
I know you had two done already. I'm doing all four, so
Yeah. I mean, again, they go very fast.
they do. They do.
I imagine you're on like your last two seams or something by now.
No, well, I'm getting there.
She's like, no, it's the last two and a half seams. Andrew says we're all crazy in our own way. We are.
Some of us more than others.
That is a true statement. I mean, I've got this many half square triangles.
Oh my goodness. What's that for?
This is graduation quilt number 3 this year,
Oh, okay.
but it is small enough to fit on my long arm, so I'm not as worried about getting it done to send to you.
Hmm.
Uh, but I did the sewing of the triangles at the retreat using what is that thing called? The Moda cake mix.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was that quilt.
Yes.
That's gonna be beautiful.
So yeah, I have to rip all the papers out and press these open
Hmm.
and lay them out. But the thing is, I have to lay them out before I press them open because I want to make sure like everything nests.
Yes.
So that's going to be, like I said, after I can get these borders done,
Cool.
which is why I'm hoping that we do go in the office tomorrow because Wednesday seems to be a fairly light day.
Ah, so you can sew.
So I can do a little bit of sewing or at a minimum jet out of work a few minutes early and or spend my lunch break in here. So
Nice. So if you know you're gonna do that, do you have everything laid out like so you can just like take your lunch break and sit down and start sewing?
for the borders, not yet. I do have the measurements, so that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Is I got to cut all of the strips and sew them together, and then I go into the other room and uh, get the strips cut
Hmm.
because they are long strips. And then after I do that, then I can just bring them in here and sew.
Nice.
And as you know, the first border is the toughest because you have all the seams on there
Yep.
that you're trying to make sure everything inches in well. The last two borders are going to be a lot easier. So, but they have cornerstones in the borders.
Oh, okay.
So I have to actually measure.
Yeah, that makes it a little trickier. Yep.
But the first border, I cut out the size that it's supposed to be, and it was the size it's supposed to be. So I'm hoping the other quilt is like that too. I don't know how much fudging I did in that quilt because that one was done almost 2 years ago. It was the first one that I started. I also had to figure out, oh, wait, no. I figured out which one was the binding for my sister's quilt. I got to figure out what is the borders and bindings for her bestie's quilt
Hmm.
because I didn't label anything when I bought everything.
What did you end up picking out for Fran's?
Her the middle border is this, which is the accent color,
Oh, I love that.
and then this is her outer border,
Okay.
which was used in the quilt, and then the binding. I know everybody loves a stripe on the binding, but I also like squares on the binding.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
So hers, I have everything figured out. I just had to go back and look at her besties to make sure that I have everything laid out and figured out. And then I got to start working on, my nieces afterwards because she's graduating next year now.
Right.
At least I have that little bit of a reprieve.
How's she doing since her injury?
Oh, she's been doing great. I know she's doing a couple fundraisers for cheer. And yeah, she's just been getting things done.
Good.
She's not the one I have to get revenge with. It's the other niece that Fran is blaming the glitter infection on.
Oh, uh-huh. So it wasn't Fran's fault, it was the niece's fault.
Well, that's what Fran is deflecting. Fran could have said no, so it's still her fault.
I think it's still her fault. I think you still have revenge on her, maybe both of them.
All I'm saying is I've been having fun with the 3D printer.
Oh, I can't wait. So you're gonna have to take a video or pictures or something. That's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, there's going to be shorts, but I can't post the shorts until after things have happened
Oh,
because
sure. Yeah.
she is subscribed, and if she gets a notification on her phone and knows what to expect.
Yeah. Well, I already know a little bit of what your naughtiness is up to, but that's gonna be fun. Her reaction will be the great part, the good part.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is going to beat that year that um I went up there. Fran knew I was coming up,
Uh-huh.
that but she didn't tell anybody else. And
Oh,
she like they were at I forget which kids recital or something like that, right before Thanksgiving.
uh-huh.
And Fran's like, okay, we're gonna be at the recital at the high school, and I'm going to leave the key underneath the mat or next to the mat or something like that, and you can let yourself in. And I just want you to be around the corner, smiling and recording. So I'm inside, and like I see them come in, so I just kind of sneak off to the side, and I'm just like this. Wait. I'm like this.
Uh-huh. That's
And
not creepy at all, Russ.
and Halia comes around the corner, sees me, screams bloody murder. And me and my sister almost pee our pants laughing.
Oh my goodness.
It was his the entire week or weekend, how week I think I was up there. Every time that like Halia would come around the corner, she would see me and just jump because she was startled. And the funny thing is, Halia had to go poo and I apparently scared the poo back up in her.
Oh, oh my
So,
goodness.
so yeah, it was a good prank on Halia. So Halia has her had her big prank done on her. Um,
Oh goodness.
but yeah, the Fran hasn't had a really good prank done on her yet, and Obs hasn't had one done on her yet. So that's going to be a going thing. So
You're like, it's coming.
yeah,
That's funny.
Andrew is like, Hello, Ingrid." Oh, I don't have the other thing I was planning on talking about in here yet. I don't think.
What's that?
Uh, is it in here? It is not in here. Darn it. So I am getting the Kona 2025 block of the month.
Yeah, when are you
I
starting
think we
that?
talked about that. And we're trying to figure out when I'm going to start it. And I am undecided between last Sunday of the month or first Sunday of the following month.
Oh.
Just to do that, I'm leaning more towards the if I do last Sunday of the month,
Hmm.
I still will have to shift at least one. And if I do first Sunday of the following month, I have to shift at least one.
Oh,
So either way, I'm going to have something, I have to have something shifted. But I am going to be putting up a video, hopefully later today, if not tomorrow, about it, just to
hmm.
announce it and get the dates that I'm really deciding. But if anybody wants to join in on that, which this is going to be put in the video, they can email me and we can do like we're doing here with the block of the month and just have a few people
Now is
sit
that through your
together.
local quilt shop?
That one is through my local quilt shop. So you have whoever is joining has to purchase the block of the month through their own means because my shop doesn't have any more.
Yeah.
They managed to get 175 slots,
Oh.
and they still have another like 60 people who want in on it.
Oh.
And we're like, we can't fit anymore. So I need to grab my first block and everything so I can record that video to say this is what we're doing, and if anybody wants to join, let me know. If you just want to join and watch, like a lot of people love to do, that's fine by me as well. But I like these little things that force me to get things done by a certain time.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was looking at the calendar, and if I choose to do last Saturday or last Sunday of the month,
Hmm.
then the end of the year is conflicting with the retreat, and that's
Oh.
not a big deal. But if I do first Saturday or first Sunday of the following month, it conflicts with um I had to pick it up either first or third Saturday.
Hmm.
And third Saturday in May is when I'm going to be in Massachusetts at my sister's. So
Oh.
I have to go first Saturday, and first Saturday is before first Sunday. So I would have to reschedule that one to be the end of the month. So I haven't figured out which way I want to do it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm almost thinking that um, last Saturday might be a little bit better for every, or not. Why do I keep saying Saturday? Sunday, Sunday,
Because you're so
Sunday.
used to sewing on Saturdays.
I am very because I may even change it to like a Wednesday evening or something because that may be more convenient.
Hmm,
But I just got to pull out the full calendar to make sure whatever I choose, I'm not going to have any conflicts. Or if I
right.
have conflicts, they are minimal.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for a fabric line to come out so I can color a quilt kit that I purchased. That's technically a block of the month as well. So I
Okay.
got a few more coming up after this
You
one.
have a lot of stuff planned, yeah.
It's all the pretty fabrics, all the pretty fabrics.
All the pretty fabrics. So you didn't like the fabric that was part of that block of the month, or is it you just bought the pattern?
I bought the pattern. I'm assuming the block of the month was a few years back,
Oh, okay.
because with block of the months, they usually don't sell the pattern until the program is over.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Just like this one, the pattern's not available yet to be
Yeah.
sold, but that's going to be sold. I don't know at what point they're considering it over, whether it's after 12 months after it was released or like 13 or 14. Yeah, at some point in the future, that's going to be
Yeah.
a pattern that you can do.
I'm
Uh,
gonna guess she will release it like after because she started at a certain point with the block of the month, right?
yeah,
The
although I
designer.
think she's a
So
little behind.
yeah, she is. But I imagine
I doubt
after
it.
she's like considers it the 12 months from when she started. So
Uh, but yeah, the shop that's up and coming, they have just an entire thing of patterns.
yeah. Oh, nice.
And I just happened to see there was two of them that are labeled block of the month, and I bought both of them. One of them is more Christmassy, so I
Mhm.
haven't like thought of any fabrics for that. But the other one is something garden or garden something.
Mhm.
And when I first saw it, I was like, this would look good in the Camille Ross Kelly line that is coming up in the spring.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
I
kind
just
of the
got,
nice thing, I guess, about waiting is that there's like, especially if it's a mystery block of the month, there's no mystery. You can pick the fabrics that you like.
yes. Well, I've already said I'm no longer a fan of mysteries unless somebody else is picking out all the fabric.
Yeah, I've gotten to that point too.
Because if you're going to tell me you need to buy a light, a medium, and a dark, and I don't know how the lights and the mediums and darks are going to play together,
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
um,
agree with you because I've started several of those and never finished them and actually just thrown them away because I hated
yeah.
the way they were looking. So,
So yeah, I'm thinking that I may have to draw it in EQ8 so I can color everything
hmm,
instead of just, saying I'm going to swap this and this. We'll see whatever I end up doing.
yeah.
Because I know it's a lot of effort to even put it into EQ8.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like I want to get this in that line. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah. Hi, Donnell. Hi, Colleen.
Yep. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Donnell.
I
Donnell was on. Oh, that's awesome.
finished all four. I didn't cheat and sew two ahead of time. So I was a little slower than Russ, but I got all four done. So
It's called the magic of television.
I know. We can call it whatever you want. It's still cheating. No, I'm just kidding.
I
But yeah, they're really
have
pretty. They
watched
came out.
enough Food Network that, that they will start something and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden I'm like, that is not what happened.
right. No, they can't possibly cook like those whole meals in like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I am also a firm believer that even on the competition shows, they're not finishing at the last 5 seconds.
no, I don't think so either.
I mean, I also am a firm believer, like on things like worst cooks, they're not
Mhm.
that bad. They know how to operate a knife, not upside down or with a sheath on it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Which apparently there's some drama going on this season because Anne Burrell's not on it,
Oh,
and that's the show she created.
Yeah, that's interesting. Huh.
So again, more reasons why I'm upset at certain executives. So, Stephanie, what do you have going on this week on your channel? We know you're going on a cruise, but do you have any videos queued up?
Well, I am going on the cruise. So today was the last Fort Worth Fabric Studio Winter's Night. So the final put together, and that was so pretty. So that came out this morning, and Wednesday is the sew day with Steven, who's here in the chat of Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter, and I. Um, and then next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, which I believe is the 29th, don't quote me. Um,
Yes.
yes, we will not have a sew day because number one, I will be gone. I'll be on the cruise, and then Steven has a presentation at a guild. So there will be no sew day that day. So if you're a sew day person, sorry, no Wednesday.
So
Um,
next week is a good day that I could actually shift my no.
yeah, yeah. But other than that, I don't have any videos scheduled right now because next Saturday on my normal live time, I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be on an airplane. So maybe I'll get a video done before that, but maybe not because I've got some deadlines coming up for Benartex and a few other things that I need to get finished. And so between that and getting my household ready for me to be gone and packing, and I just don't know if I'm gonna have time for a video, but there will be videos while I am on the cruise. So check those out for sure.
Okay, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And then for me, in the next day or two, I'm going to get my announcement video out for the Kona Block of the Month. Wednesday evenings, or afternoons rather, I do my weekly vlog with the shenanigans that I've gotten up to this week. It's been, I think, fairly quiet with my shenanigans this week, just because I was in here not doing anything else. Uh, but and we did finally mostly defrost from the snow. I think I had pictures still on Thursday of ice on campus at work. Um, and then Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on my live here, my 11Zs, I will be sewing the finishing stuff that Stephanie released this morning for Winter's, or is it Winter Nights or Winter's Night?
Winter's
Winter
night.
Nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited with that one. I've got all those blocks done. I just got
Okay.
to prep everything for the borders. And yeah, I've seen the pictures. I need to watch your video too, but I'm thinking this one is going to be just gorgeous because I'm loving these fabrics.
Oh, the fabrics are, well, you know me with blues, but they're just
Yeah,
so pretty.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so exciting, and
Yeah.
they always give us really cool looking quilts when we are done with their projects. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I
Uh,
can't wait to get this one quilted and put on my bed because I'm going to use it as a bed runner because it's so long.
oh,
Um,
yeah, I haven't even visualized how long that, but yeah, they're
yeah.
12-inch blocks and there's five of that's a pretty long tape.
It is. It
That's
is.
going
And
to
I
be
have a white quilt on my bed all the time, so this will be perfect.
a perfect winter one.
Yeah.
That might be a good idea. I should probably see if I can get it quilted as soon as I like maybe next. I've got to get Fran's quilts done. I got to get
Yep.
Fran's quilt done.
Priorities.
Quit being Squirrel Russ.
Right.
So I think that is going to wrap up today. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We
It's always fun to
will,
sew with you.
yeah, we will schedule next month over on Stephanie's channel.
Yep.
As soon as we figure out dates and everything for that. Next month is half square triangle sashing strips, so that is going to be pretty exciting. And then yeah, we're rounding the final lap with this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I've just got my big pile of blocks ready, and we will get this done.
I
So
know. Just a few more months, and I can't wait to put this together. Yeah.
and another one that I'm gonna have to send to you for quilting because it's too big for my long
Too
arm
big for your
by
long
like
arm.
4 inches.
Oh, bummer.
So I hope everyone has an awesome rest of your day.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Bye.